Mr. Rogers?
Hello, how's it going?
Fine, how are you? The following interview questions that I will ask are primarily related to the position, your skills, and intellect. Let's get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in this position.
Okay. All right. In this situation, I'm gonna be really open and honest with you.
Okay.
We all know that most people are gonna say that they've reviewed the company's mission statement and that their vision meshes well with the company's mission statement, blah blah blah, and all that. But really honestly, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I know that your company has money because they're paying you. I know that your company has employment opportunities available because you're calling me. And pretty much your company knows what they need to know about me, which is that I'm currently unemployed and that I really need a job. So it's the perfect arrangement all around. I don't see any reason to really dive any more into it.
Describe a time that you had to perform in a fast paced work environment with looming deadlines.
Okay. I don't really have any good on the job examples of this, but back when I was in high school, I have a really good example, all right? One time I got to school late, and I always like to eat breakfast before my first period class because I didn't want to go through the first part of the day really hungry. So, what the school did was that they had all the mentally disabled kids have breakfast after everyone else was pretty much done. But, of course, like I said, I was late. So, I ended up having to go and trying to get breakfast while the mentally disabled kids were going through. So, needless to say, I had to pull a little bit of smooth talking and kind of strong arm my way to the front of the line. It wasn't really hard to outwit him, not trying to sound mean. But needless to say, I was able to go ahead. I got my breakfast on time. I got to class on time, and the potential crisis was averted. Score.
Okay. Um, How do you handle situations where there are multiple competing priorities that have to be handled in a timely fashion related to the position at hand?
Okay, really, as far as I'm concerned, because I've been in situations where I've had to juggle multiple competing priorities, which really to me on a job is code speak for, okay, we're really disorganized and you're probably going to have more than one supervisor or manager barking orders at you at once. And quite frankly, I'm not big on situations like that. I never have been. And if a system is pretty much disorganized, if you add people to a disorganized system, then nine times out of 10, you end up multiplying the disorganization in that structure.
Mm,
But I mean, I really can't say much about that.
okay. I guess this next question is kind of similar, but not exact. This position has a large amount of multitasking. Are you a good multitasker?
Of course not. I mean, in fact, in order for me to take this call from you, I made sure I cut off all my computers. I darn near closed all the windows in my house and really eliminated all other possible things that could disrupt me from answering your questions and focusing on your call.
Sound like you're really in tune to a customer's complaint or their requests that they bring to you. So that could be a good thing. That could be a good thing. How do you handle irate customers?
Okay, that's going to depend on a few different factors. But if the person starts cursing, I immediately hang up because the person's no longer
Mm,
listening to me. They're no longer making the situation any better. If the person calls back by chance, well, then I normally either hang up on them again or I can kick on my Indian accent and act like I don't understand the person. But if the person gets irate close to time for me to leave, I normally just put them on hold until I leave. Next question.
okay. Do you work well under direct supervision?
No, the only person I work well under is my wife. Well, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I mean,
No, I understand.
yeah.
How would someone at your prior job, or let's hypothetically speaking, Or, for example, you were just hired at a new company and you're the new guy, it's your first day, and someone doesn't like you. How would that person describe you?
Well, I really could give a 35-pound, 2-foot pile of rhinoceros poo what people care about me on a job. I mean, it really doesn't matter to me, and if someone doesn't like me, chances are they need to get the big stick out of their butt.
Okay, what is your greatest weakness?
All right, you asked me this question, and I
Yes.
like you, so I'm going to be honest with you, all right? And I've never told anyone this,
Okay.
but my only weakness is kryptonite.
Really? Um,
Don't repeat it.
how would your previous supervisor describe your work performance?
Okay, at my last job,
Hmm.
this word isn't in Webster's dictionary, but he basically meshed the words of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, spectacular, awesome, and never leave all into one word. It sounded like he screamed, but it was all of those words together.
Wow, that's great. I guess the supervisor would make a great reference.
Yes, he would.
Okay. The next question, why hasn't anyone hired you yet?
That is a good question, and really, if I could answer that question, then chances are I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Mm. How would you feel if I told you that this interview so far has been terrible?
I'd say, do you want to see your kids after the interview?
I'm sorry?
Oh, never mind. Next question.
Okay. How I'm sorry. Okay. How hmm. I was just thinking about your last statement. I must have misheard you. But the next question, have you considered starting your own business?
I mean, why? So I can be taxed even more, and then on top of that, have to pay for my own life insurance even more. And I mean, just give me a break. I'm not trying to get screwed even more than what I'm already getting screwed.
Oh, okay. I'll leave that question out of the list of questions that I had prepared. The final question that is related to the position is name a time when you had to choose between two less than ideal choices.
Okay, I think I have a really good example for this, and it actually recently came up a few minutes ago. The choices were to either stay unemployed indefinitely or to pick up the phone to do another phone interview.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Mr. Rogers, for your time that you have taken out.
Thank you as well, and
We will keep your resume and information on file. And thank you and have a great day.
all right, thank you. Bye bye.